So there's the old common phrase that people used to say all the time: God is good all the time, God is good. And people will kind of go back and forth and say various parts of these things. But I kind of just wanted to explain what it means real quick. To Christians, it's obvious, but it doesn't always seem obvious to everyone. When Christians say that God is good, we don't literally mean that in every single instance of our life, God seems like he's doing what we think is good all of the time. I think unbelievers think that we're saying that, so then they point to things like wars and sicknesses and pain and all that kind of stuff and say, well, how could God be good when all these things happen? No, we mean God's character is good. And ultimately, when everything is said and done, we can look back and say how everything worked out for good. And this is how the Bible talks about it. When the Bible talks about God's goodness, it's talking about how God has this overarching good plan, and we can trust that plan. Romans 8:28 says that God works for the good of those who love him, for those who are called according to his purpose. And as a Christian Universalist, I ultimately believe that that's everybody, and yet we need to place our faith in his love. He works for the good of those who love him. That doesn't always mean that we'll perceive it as good in that moment, but it does mean that God has what's best for you in mind. So we say God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, because literally that's what we mean, and that's what we'll see in eternity. God is always good, and he's always working for the good of those who love him. So trust in his love and love him. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.